Hey everybody, Barry here. Hey, did you watch that golf on the weekend? How
No,
about the PGA Tour again from San Diego? I love that golf course, Torrey Pines. Unbelievable. If you get a chance to get down there and play in that area, you got to play that golf course. San Diego's a fantastic golf area. But how about the third round? We had Justin Thomas and John Rahm playing together. Wasn't that something else? Two of the top players in the world. And, really interesting to watch both of them swing completely different body types. You got big John Rahm, big burly guy. Looks like he can play in the NFL. And then you got Justin Thomas, who I don't think he weighs 150 pounds soaking wet. And yet, they both hit the ball similar distances, well over 300 yards. They both like to fade the golf ball. And two distinctly looking swings, different, totally different, right? You got John Rahm, short backswing, kind of shut at the top, and then terrific move down. And then you got Justin Thomas with huge, big, high arc, and then unbelievable body rotation through the golf ball to produce that speed and power he has. And the thing is, as different as their swings are all the same. They all move the same. They all have that great pattern of motion, and that's what makes them good players. And you can have that motion too. I'm not saying you have to swing like a tour player and try to hit the ball as hard as them and all that. That's not realistic. But the average golfer tends to try to fix their swing in little pieces. I'm going to fix my takeaway. I'm working on my position at the top, or I'm going to kind of work on my left hip through the ball and all that stuff. And they don't really look at the overall pattern of motion. And the golf swing is a big connected chain of events, and it's one big pattern of motion. And if you want to play better golf, you've got to move better and you got to learn to pivot better. And that's the biggest thing I see with the average golfer. They just don't turn and pivot very well. They don't use their lower body very well. They don't have good separation between their upper and lower body. And as a result, their golf swings aren't very good. And then they're always searching for tips. They don't really have a system and way to play. They're always kind of, oh, this little tip, I'm looking for that, and that's going to be the next secret and all that, and it just doesn't work. So I'm going to show you a really cool swing sequence you can work on. You can do it inside here. You don't need a golf club. It's great to do in the off season. It's also good as an in-season warm-up. It's very, very effective, and we don't use a golf club. So this way you have a chance to retrain your body how to move. As soon as you try to take lessons, for example, and I don't know if any of you have gone for lessons, but you try to change your movement pattern, it's difficult. Because what's happening? Well, you got the golf club in front of you again, you got the ball in front of you, and you're going to go back to your normal patterns of motion, and it's difficult. You've got to do practice swings and drills without the ball to have a chance to change your pattern of motion and how you move, and then that makes it easier when you introduce the golf ball. The golf drills they're like the physiotherapy for your golf swing. You got to do them if you want to make significant changes. So I'm going to show you a really cool swing sequence, very effective. It's going to get you turning and moving much more freely and really help your golf swing. So first drill, it looks pretty simple. I stand with my feet together, and I'm just going to practice turning in place here and rotating. Now, the average golfer, when they do that, their pivot is coming from up here. They sit there and they kind of go like this. Oh yeah, I'm turning, and they kind of go from side to side, and they're not really turning and pivoting. They're not moving from the ground up. So I'm going to stand here with my feet close together, and I'm going to do a turn and pivot, but I'm going to use the ground. I'm going to use my legs and my pelvis to turn my body. So I'm standing here, I'm going to push into my lead side. So I got this little counter push, so I can feel a bit of pressure increase here on this lead side. Then I'm going to push back to my trail side into the right, and then I'm going to push up from that right side. And so you can see when I do that, I get this pelvis rotation. So I get this pivot. The pivot's coming from here. And then to go forward, well, I'm going to push back with my right foot, back to the lead foot, and then I'm going to push up from the lead foot. And now this side pivots. So back and through, like that. And look what's happening to my arms. They're just rotating with my body, and my hands are going up and down in a diagonal because that's the way my body's turning. So increase the pressure here into the lead side. I push from there into the trail side, push up, push back, onto the left, boom. So I'm kind of doing a left to right push, back and through. And I'm really feeling it in my feet and in my legs. That's where, and that's rotating my pelvis. And that's where the work's coming from. The work's not coming from up here. It's coming from down below. And if you do that right, you're really going to feel that in your core and your legs. And I'm getting this good footwork going. I can feel the pressure in the ground, and I can feel my feet working. And then I'm going to go into my golf stance, comfortable width apart, somewhere just outside my hips seems to be about the right distance. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to push here, and then push back, and then push back forward again. So counter push, push, lots of pressure. My weight moves over here, lots of pressure here. I push back on that right foot. You see what happens here? The pelvis starts to move. Then I'm back onto that left foot. I got pressure here. I'm going to push from the left. Boom. And look what happens there. That gets my pelvis to turn, and boom, now my left hip clears automatically. So for some of you that are kind of struggling, focusing on your hip turn, I can't get my hips to turn, focus on your footwork, and that's going to take care of your pelvis rotation. And you're going to find that, your impact position is going to improve. You're going to start moving from trail foot to lead side better, and you're going to find that your body's opening up a lot more naturally without trying to force it. So back onto the lead side, push back to the right, push back to the lead side from the right side. I got lots of pressure here. Pelvis is moving forward and rotating. So back, and so I'm moving from the ground up here, back and through. Really using my feet and my legs and get this rotation going back and through. You might see a little bit of a bobbing going on in that. That's pretty natural. But you notice how quiet this is? Most of the motion is from down here. Then if you want to add a forward swing turn to it where I boom up into my follow through position. Do that again, back and through. Boom, up into that follow through position. I got this good rotation carrying me through all my weights here. So wham. Then if you want to add a backswing rotation to it as well, I do the same thing here. So I go back, and I'm going to stretch way out with that lead side. I'm going to let my trail side come really up here just to open up. Boom. Get this really good rotation going on here, sir. So again, back here, backswing stretch. My weight's here. I've got that push from the lead up onto the right. Let the trail hand go up. Lead hand extends out, and then push from the right to the left. Wham. Really good pivot exercise. So back and through. Get the rotation going, that pivot. Push, push. Wow. You really get it going there. And you'll start to feel it when you do that. You'll feel this good free rotary motion right from the ground up. And actually, I'm kind of breathing a little bit hard here again because I'm working it. I'm really, really working it. And then if you want to add another little twist to it, you can take a club. I got my alignment stick here, and I'm just going to put it underneath my arms here. I'll add the pivot, doing that again. I'm just going to do the same thing, and I'm just going to let my hands and arms hang down here. And if you want, another cool thing you can do with that is get a little weight and use that. I'll put this over here for a second here. I'm going to get the alignment rod underneath my arms. And what this does, it just isolates my hands and arms a bit. Puts a little bit more focus again on my footwork and my torso. And I'm just going to I'm trying to move this weight back and forth. And you can see it's the footwork and the rotation of the pelvis that's moving that weight. There we go. Got a real good workout doing this here. Push, here, here. One more time. Wham. And then you're ready to swing the golf club. You feel activated, energized from the ground up. You got your body working. You're getting some rotation going. It's a real good prep for improving how you pivot and turn. It's great to do as a warm-up in season. It's great to do in the off season because you don't need room. You don't need to swing a golf club. So give those a try. Barry from Hole in One Success. Keep watching the golf. Golf season's just around the corner. See you again.